Tune into this week's episode where we're going to show you how to make a pollinator garden. That's one that attracts bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. And it turns out these guys need a safe place to land, so you're going to get a beautiful garden and provide them the habitat they really need. Welcome to today's show. I'm Jen Bolden with Gen B TV, a weekly web show that provides you fresh thinking on green living. It's now time to tune in to be turned on to a whole new way to think about bringing life into your garden. Here's why today's topic matters. Number one, provide a habitat for the pollinators. Turns out we're losing them at an alarming rate, and we really can't live without them. Number two, save some green. Native plants are what the pollinators love, and native plants don't need a lot of water, pesticide, and fertilizer. Number three, one up the Joneses. You're gonna have the best looking garden on the block because it's gonna be teeming with life, full of color and bloom and nectar. It's gonna be awesome. Did you know that a third of our food would not be possible without pollinators? That's right, without pollinators there'd be no peaches, almonds, strawberries, blueberries. That's just to name a few. So without pollinators, we'd be left eating just the staple grains like corn, wheat, rice, sugar. Boring, not to mention bloating. This is what our grocery store shelves would look like without them. So our most nutritious food is at risk because of something called colony collapse disorder. We've lost over 10 million hives since 2006. It's a really, really big issue. In fact, Burt's Bees has donated millions to the cause. Want to know a major reason for the loss of all these bees? Well, large-scale farming operations use a lot of pesticides and fungicides, which weaken the bees' immunity, and that basically leads to a lot of disease. Boo on agribusiness, but yay on pollinator gardens! Another benefit of planting a pollinator garden is you're gonna save some green. The reason why is that native plants are what the pollinators love, and with native plants, they don't need to be hooked up to life support. You know, the water, the pesticide, the fertilizer. So you're gonna save a bundle in not having to buy them, and you're gonna save time in not having to apply them. And this makes sense, right? The birds and the bees prefer what nature recommends.
Jim Bolden! Bees find me irresistible. Zzz. No, not yet.
And last but not least, your garden is going to be the envy of everybody's eye. My friend Mike, the green garden guy, is going to give us some pointers to ensure it is. Let's go. I met Mike in a landscape gardening class in LA, and so we're so lucky to have him here in Los Olivos telling me how to do a pollinating garden. But let's break it down for everybody. What would be your number one tip?
If you're doing native, California natives, or wherever you are for natives, as far as that goes, you want to have a nice balance of flowers and color in your garden. That's important to attract those pollinators, whether they're hummingbirds, bees, or other predatory insects. It's really important to have those in your garden.
Gotcha. Balance, the key to life, right?
Balance, absolutely.
And so that also means not only different colors and varieties, but then having them bloom different times of the year.
Correct.
Got it.
So you make your choices, you figure out what you're going to do spring, summer, fall, and then you plant accordingly so that you have color and you have your pollinators and you have your harvest of flowers or vegetables throughout the year.
And what if you don't have a really large backyard? Because we're talking about landscaping here, but hey, what if you're in the high-rise apartment?
You got to do things in pots. Things are going to be in pots. So, and again, you can think about doing things like marigolds, or be attracting pollinators or plants that are going to deter certain insects. And also color, style, and type of plant. So you may be in a small space, but you can still do a lot of planting in a small space. Just choose your varieties.
Sometimes I feel overwhelmed when thinking about what to plant because you have color and you've got shape and you've got when they bloom and you've got soil types. So how do I get started?
Well, basically, I always say take a walk through your neighborhood, see what's already growing, and you won't make that mistake twice. So if you're looking at plants and trees and soil, take a look at what's going on in your neighborhood. And if you want to expand on that further, do a little bit of research. Check in some of your literary books and go online and Google things of that sort.
Clearly, pesticides is an important issue when it comes to planting a pollinator garden. Can you give us some hints on how to manage that?
Yeah, actually, if you're using pesticidal sprays, it's not going to be specific for one insect. So if you're using it to, say, get rid of the caterpillars that are chewing on your tomato plant, chances are that's going to be a butterfly or a beautiful moth. So it's not selective. You're going to be killing off a lot.
The things you're trying to attract.
Yeah, the things that you want. So then there are different types of organic sprays that you can use, but again, it all goes back to having a balanced garden. If you've got a balanced garden with a variety of plant material and flowers, you're integrating a variety of insects and pollinators, and they're going to battle it out themselves. We don't need to really be in the picture.
Right.
But the bottom line is, if we can create that balance and harmony in our garden,
right,
it will take care of itself.
Interesting. So basically, plant as nature intended.
Exactly.
All right. Want to know which plants are native to your area? There's an app for that. It's called the Be Smart Pollinator Gardener app, and it's free. All you need to know is your zip code. It's super cool. You can choose by pollinator species, bloom color, sunlight, soil type, or plant type. Number 1, plant pollinator-friendly plants, even if they're just in pots. Number 2, buy local organic produce, instead of produce from big agribusiness that use pollinator-killing pesticides and fungicides. Number 3, download the Be Smart app. That way you can make sure to give these guys a safe habitat. And remember, consumer choice is driving change. We caring citizens are gaining power in numbers and doing some really cool things, especially in the garden. So, thanks for caring, thanks for sharing, and we'll see you next week.
Jim Bolden, you want to see bees? They find me irresistible. You'll see, look. No, not yet. No, not this time.